The project management seminar with the topic Agile project management, streamline the development process value and focus on team management, hosted by School of Information System. I'm Marisa and this is my partner Kaderina. We would like to welcome all participants, all lecturers and students to come here in this seminar.
And also we would like to welcoming our students from Bekasi. So from Bekasi will join us using webinar today. Alright, at this occasion, I would like to give my warmest greetings to all of our speakers for today's seminar. To Dr. Vincent from Hong Kong Polytechnic University, thank you very much for coming. And also Mr. Hariman, and also Mr. Arif Kusbandono from Project Management Institute Indonesian Chapter. Thank you very much for coming.
And before we start this seminar, I would like to inform all of you to pay attention in every session in this seminar, because after the whole session, then we will have quiz. So you have to take note about the content, and this also special gift for you. And also we have a Q&A session, question and answer. So question and answer session will be start after the session of the seminar. So if you have any questions, you can take note first and then you can ask at question and answer session. Okay, now it's time for our first speaker from PMI. The first speaker is Mr. Hariman Lee. Mr. Hariman Lee has more than 10 years of project management and technology consulting experience for financial services, retail and manufacturing, and also more than 1 year experience in IT banking practice. He also certified in Project Management Professional (PMP) by Project Management Institute on 2017. He has several technical skills in MS Project and Oracle Prime, banking system and data warehouse, human resource management system, and also ERP manufacturing.
Yeah, and also for the second speaker, also from PMI, Mr. Arif Kusbandono has more than 12 years experience in industry. He is a team builder, coach, co-worker, and are enthusiasts pursuing technology breakthrough in payment ADC business. After serving years as veteran at sysadmin, leading project facing customers, designing, implementing environmental charging, monitoring system, and embed Linux. That's our speaker for today.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Hariman Lee and Mr. Arif Kusbandono.
Please applause.
Okay, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
Hopefully today we have a good and interactive session. So I would like every student more coming forward, please, so we can interactive more. Especially in my left side. Would you moving forward? Come on, come on. First of all, I want to say thank you for Binus for inviting us, PMI Indonesian chapter, to come to this session to sharing our knowledge, our expertise, and also our information about PMI. May I know from you, also in the Bekasi side, who else know about PMI? Can you raise your hand? Who already know or at least ever heard what is PMI? No one know? Anyone know about PMI? Never heard about PMI? Okay, before we start our topic, I would like a little bit introduce what is PMI at a glance. Yeah. First, PMI Indonesia, PMI worldwide is one of the biggest, we can say the biggest non-profit organization in terms of the members. PMI worldly known as the world biggest non-profit organization. We have currently about 480,000 members across the 210 countries. And we have 11 standards. Among of 11, 8 of them is worldly recognized. So if you get the certification, it will be recognized in these 210 countries. You can expand in Indonesia, and the standard is same across the these countries. So the most popular of PMI standard, we can say the 8 most recognized. First is CAPM. This is a Certified Associate Project Management. The second is most popular one is the PMP, Project Management Professional, and Program Management, Portfolio, Risk Management, Schedule Planning. Also, that relevant with today's topic is Agile practice. We have the standard for the Agile, and also for the business analyst. Most of I see in the application to our company lately from the students that just graduated from the university is looking for the BA position. So this can help. Either the 2 things that you can take is, I think that relevant for the student is CAPM, because this is not required the professional experience. You as a student you can take this certification, and also that another is about the business analyst. So about the PMI Indonesian chapters, it is organization fully volunteer in Indonesia, established in 1996. Now we have 700 more members in Indonesia with 3 branches. We have branch in the Bandung, in the Surabaya, and also in the Yogyakarta. This is our board. Just election last year until the 2020. So this is a little bit statistic about our members in Indonesia. We can say that quite not balanced between the PMP and also in others certification. We can see the most our certified members is mostly in project management, but this is also required for professional experience. But in terms of students, actually you can take about the CAPM, the Certified Associate Project Management. It's quite the same for Indonesia. It's only 258 members, who hold the CAPM, because all the students who at least already take about the project management lecturer, it can take this certification. So I fully encourage you as a student to take this CAPM, because this is not required the professional services. You just a student, you can get this certification, and this is very useful when you graduated from the university to apply your job. Always be a differentiation who held the certification or not. And this is the annual member cost that PMI Indonesian chapter established for the individual. We can see that annual individual fee is about $12 for the professional, but in terms of the student is quite only 32 per year, and you may join the Indonesian chapter with only cost $10. May I know from here in student in this room, how many you are originally come from Jakarta itself, not outside Jakarta? How many of you is come from outside Jakarta? Okay, quite a lot, Anyone from overseas? No. I believe that you are student from outside the Jakarta is taking a month and get the monthly allowance from your parents, right? And you realize or not realize, you become the manager for yourself. Is it true? I don't know how many fund that you receive every month lately. In my age, 15 years ago, I think I just got about not that much. Only $50 per month. 15 years ago, yeah, and outside Jakarta, not in Jakarta. I'm studied in Yogyakarta, yeah, in start 2003, and at the beginning I only got $50 per month for everything, yeah, for the boarding house. When we have a college, we need to photocopy every material, yeah. We need to have breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. I don't know how much roughly current in this year when you were coming from outside Jakarta is $200, $300 a month from your parents or more. I heard about $250, yeah, per month. Yeah. And today it's very interesting. I read an article in detik.com. Yeah, there is a woman called Nicolette. This is a very young woman and is just 16 years old and got about $5,000 a month. Yeah, he lived in United States in the very prestigious place, Beverly Hills. Yeah, and one day his parents grounded his monthly allowance to 1,000. He feel nothing. Yeah. You feel useless. You even think it's sufficient for the basic life. But in Jakarta, we gratefully everything still affordable. Yeah. For only $250, and realize or not realize, you are practicing to be a project manager, especially from the student from outside the Jakarta, because you get the money allowance. You need to manage and to allocate how much for my meals, expense, yeah, for dating, I don't know, yeah, for your gaming, yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting also, and probably you can come here today, yeah, because most of students is not more interested in qualified seminar like this. Most of them is maybe more in the boarding house or in the gaming station. I don't know, yeah, playing games. Yeah, but you come here today to heard about the Agile project development. This is a good topic and interesting topic. So please give applause for yourself. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to know more detail on the certification, you can ask later. Yeah. And there is several benefits when you join the PMI members. Yeah. Especially for PMI Indonesian chapter. First is you will get the free webinars and join community on practice. Eventually, we have a website, yeah, in PMI Indonesian chapter. If you search in Google, we have several materials from we have a magazine from Excellencia. It's a quite good material you can access. And also you can free download for PMI standards. Yeah, before you can take the examination, there is a several standard that you need to read and also to practice. And as I said earlier, we have 11 standards and 8 is recognized worldwide. Yeah. So once you are a member in PMI, you can access those all standards, yeah? Not only the CIBM but all the standards, Agile, Project Management Professional, Program Management, Portfolio, and other standards. You can download everything. Of course, it's for personal use, not to share with others. There is a code of ethics of them. And you get the free quality publication, yeah. And also you can. This is our strength in Indonesia is we have a community called study group. Yeah. In study group, we schedule a regular meetings to who want to get the certification. We sit together and practice and learn together, ask questions. What is the obstacle when we learning the standards? So this is a fully volunteer community. is very helpful. I'm also joined this study group before I take the examination. Yeah, and I passing the examination for PMP in first attempt. Yeah. Discount on chapter events. Yeah, there is several events I can share in the next slide. First is we regularly take or held a PMI roadshow. We coming to the companies. Yeah, every companies that we engage, we coming to a roadshow to that company and about anything project management or others topics. And we do sometimes we do the workshop together. And last, we have a worldwide annual symposium. Yeah, this is joined by not only from Indonesia but also outside the Indonesia. Last year we held in Bandung. Yeah, Bandung. And we have project of the year. If we are already going to the professional and we have project to manage, yeah, we can join the like a competition. Which project is more popular, yeah. And also the exam simulation, yeah. This is also helpful when you learning the standards and you willing to take the examination. We have the simulation that you can practice, yeah. Because examination is about the endurance also. So many questions with the tight schedule, yeah. We have the annual meeting gathering. Yeah, this is among of the PMI Indonesia chapter members. We do the gathering. The last time is we done it about 2 weeks ago, yeah. And there is a sharing together and also like a mini job fair on that event. Okay, and today, like today, we also go to the campus to share our knowledge. This is the example that symposium that done last year in Bandung. There is more than 20 international and national speakers on this event. This is our annual sample for annual member gathering. We have sometime doing the networking dinner. Okay, a little bit underlined, but hopefully you can still read the information. If you have any question, yeah, and any information regarding the PMI Indonesian chapter, you can contact us in this email, Twitter, or Facebook. Yeah, and also you can go to our website for more information. Okay. Today is a very interesting topic. Yeah, we will talking about the streamline the development process value and focus on the team management. This is a very interesting topic. So I would like to invite my friend, yeah, Arif Kusbandono. He will explain more about this topic. Yeah. Please welcome Arif.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having us here. So I will try to introduce some part of this topic today about Agile project management, and then the other part will be continued by the two of us together here. So, how many of you have heard or know about Agile? Raise hand. Even how to spell it, different different native tongues spell different, like Agile, Agile. Okay, but today I will use spelling Agile. Anyone want to give an opinion about what you know about Agile? Anyone?
Agile is a quick approach when it's a relatively quick approach where the project team is always do meeting or gathering each in the end of the meeting.
Oh, okay. So yeah, okay. Some myth, but correct also. Anyone else want to share? Yeah, please.
Agile is one of software development methodology. That's it.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Great. Sorry. I skip. So I also have my own terms. That is Agile is willing for change. So furthermore, is it a methodology, technique, framework, or practice? Well, actually, it's quite an umbrella term. So if your mindset is aligned to what is set forth in the Agile Manifesto, the values and principles inside Agile Manifesto, then it's, in my belief, that it's already one part of Agile. So PMI has an Agile practice guide, and in this circle of debate, the practice guide choose the word approach, just simply approach. Agile itself as an umbrella term actually has another blanket term. So Agile share the Lean concept. So if Lean is outside the bigger term, there's a Kanban, Agile, then everything inside that is sharing the Lean concept. If you ever heard the 7 concept of Lean, then some is expressive, like a small batch size, eliminate waste, focus on value. There's a more bigger term, bigger than the umbrella term of Agile. So inside Agile, there's a the like approach to software development, like extreme programming, and more popularly Scrum, and the other less popular method or framework or methodology. So actually, for me, it's easier to say what is Agile than what's not Agile. So because what some people choose the other way around. So that's not Agile. That's something else. But I choose the other way. That this is an umbrella term that can cover many aspects, mostly in software development. So this is another image for you that Scrum XP is it's a manifest of Agile. So basically, it's a mindset. If you are defined by the 4 values, guided by the 12 principles, and then do some practice, it's already part of Agile. But of course, to the left side is mostly about doing. To the right side, mindset is about being. So usually people start from doing to have understanding and experience by themselves to being Agile. Now, there's a hype about the Agile. Let's see about some numbers that's coming out from survey that we call a state of Agile everywhere. So this clearly a hype. If you see first by PMI publication, so PMI has a survey to around 5,000 professionals. So one of the survey results is that 71% organization claim to have a greater agility. Then if we see one of the longest running survey in Agile, which is State of Agile. So compared to like 5 years ago, then now is already 25% of the organization that is doing Agile already shifts part of the organization to Agile. And then if we take a look at one region, for example, New Zealand, there's a survey that is quite high raise on the number, which is in New Zealand, the use of Agile has a jump to 43%. So these numbers create a sense of urgency for people hearing, like, hey, everybody else is doing this. So should we also doing this, or should we be afraid about not doing this? That's the kind of sense of urgency that there is a impact by these numbers. And actually, the jump doesn't come just like an instance. So if we take Charlie Root's third wave of Agile, he tried to map this jump. First is when people starting to get agreement about what Agile team is. So he called this the first wave. So since the Agile Manifesto, inside the Agile Manifesto, the 4 values and 12 principles is the first wave. And then people start to come to agreement about what is Agile team. And come the second wave, which is Agile at scale. So it's a from team leverage to enterprise, to company, to multiple teams, to organization, to culture. And there's a PMI there. So PMI start rolling out certification for Agile practitioner, which also means, I quote the writer, the author of this in this. So it is a lagging indicator that project management community at large already accept Agile as a approach to the project. And then most recently, the third wave also coming, which is to leverage from just software development to business. So now the world is trying to find an agreement of what is a business agility. So this is beyond software development. And PMI itself, actually last year, so one of the largest certification offered by PMI is a PMP, and the guide is a PMBOK, which is Project Management Body of Knowledge. Now, in just 2017, last year, so it is released in a bundle of 2 books. So the PMBOK itself and the Agile Practice Guide. And this year, they also changed the certification that even for PMP credential holder, they must also know about Agile, at least in some proportions. So now it's like everybody else is doing it. But actually, what's behind the true motivation for us to be using Agile? So if you look at this graph over here, so you can try, oh, this one like, you can try to answer a question. So in a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is in agreement, and 10 is in no agreement. How would you rate your agreement to requirement? Let's say 9, then you plot, and then you do the other question to the technical degree of uncertainty, and if you like add another axis, how is the people doing the work? So Stacy here tried to draw some area that for when it is largely unknown, it's a chaos domain. So if you see in the corner, chaos most of domain, it's a chaos domain. And then when there is an unknown, but you probably know some type of some of the technology or some of the requirement, this is the complex domain. And this domain, if you come to agreement of requirement, then it's a simple domain. Then for each situation, actually you will find that there is a certain approach that is applicable to each area. So if you are in chaos, actually what your daily activity is like a firefighting. You don't really know what, you just want to keep firefighting. and try to make it move to complex. And in complex, you have many uncertainty, but you want to manage that. That's where the Agile works. So in simple domain, at the exact opposite, you can use standard operating procedure, you can use best practice, you can repeat what's already known by other team, by other people in their experience. But there's a room in the middle that you don't really know. You don't really know what the technology to use, what the requirements are going to be. And if you add one more axis there, you don't know how capable the people you work with in the team. So this highlighted area is where Agile should be your true motivation to use, instead of, let's say, waterfall or other heavyweight approach. Why this is important? Because the hype of Agile, something that it is like a panacea, like the cure of every problem that we have in software development. Actually, it's not. It's not the only way to do development. And for this kind of graph, actually, there's another drawing. If you look at the footnote there, you can also check the Kinefin diagram. So, but it has a more like a quadrant view of this. So, about team. I already quoted the state of Agile. So, in the 8th report, they tried to draw something like this. So, in the horizontal, there's something that is expected by them, whether something is less important or more important for them. And for example, here, there's an answer time to market. Is considered what people think is more important. But in reality, after implementing Agile, they don't get really improve on that. So it's in the middle of the horizontal axis. So another thing, for example, manage changing priority, they think is the most important. And when they start Agile, they get the actual improvement of that. But as you can see here, they don't really think that team morale is important. But in actual reality, it is getting the improvement after starting Agile. And this is consistent actually. So the top 5 rank of benefits of starting Agile, one of the top rank is team morale. So why? We will further elaborate on that, but let me try to sum up that. Agile put teams at the center, so customer is first. So in other development methods, somehow, in my own experience, like plan, is sometimes not owned by the team because some of like a technical limit, like the team doesn't have a project management software, for example, or they don't know how to plan. In Agile, it's the other way around. Team take collective ownership of the plan also. They know how to plan, and they learn how to plan, and they know how to know their own progress against their goal. Now, but the Agile team itself. So these are the person who will streamline the value. So in short, it's usually 3 to 9 members. Why? Less than 3, not enough to create working software actually, usually. More than 9 is we no longer nimble, and the overhead of communicating between more than 9 people jump up. And then another characteristic is there's the team is a cross-functional, so it's no longer a silo organization or functional organization. Ideally, all members becoming a generalizing specialist or T-shaped person. So T is a shape of how the member in depth in some area, for example, testing, also. But also in breadth, they can do other things, not in that skillful as his main competence, but he can still do. That's why it's called the T-shape. Then another part is, yeah, of course, the best team who can deliver value is if they are 100% dedicated to the team. So, yeah, one of the principles of Lean that want to eliminate is task switching. So, it slows the team actually. And it will hurt the team member multitasking between tasks. And another characteristic is that the common roles. Actually, this is from Scrum, largely. This common role creates a balance. So there's of course, the team who will deliver, and then product owner, who is balanced toward the business, and the facilitator, who is balanced toward a guardian of the process. So this balance will also help to streamline the value as an agile team. Of course, team not in the beginning already like this. There's an approach, and it requires a leadership, and the type of leadership changes over time. And even if already in a certain stage, so this time I'm using a Tuckman ladder as a illustration. It's a ladder. You climb one step. Even if you already climb at the highest, you probably go back to let's say the second step, but it's already in a different level. So initially, team just don't know each other, and then they start to forming. The kind of leadership approach for that is different. We can still use a direct, directing has a sense of command and control. So it's a very opposite to Agile. So the ultimate goal is self-organizing. So the team can plan for himself, and then they can choose which part can be delivered, etc. But in the beginning, they cannot, because it just doesn't happen like that. So starting from forming, storming, norming until they begin to perform, different style of leadership change. In the end, actually the leadership becomes emerged by the team itself. So the team member probably change as a leader the whole time. For this part, I will invite Pak Hariman again.
Okay.
Now, how more minutes we have? 20 minutes. Okay. This is hopefully enough for sharing our experience. Yeah. This is the key common agile practice that we can share. But before that, I want to hear some. You already know today what is Agile. Yeah? What is Agile? For eventually this can be applied for students from what Pak Arif already explained. Who want to share how do you done your Agile in your student life? Anyone want to share? Let's try. No hard feelings. Anyone to share? Come on, one or two maximum. How you understand your Agile in your student life? I give one example. Yeah. Pak Arif said earlier is about prioritizing. Yeah, how we accelerate time to market. Yeah, for example, you are a student. How you will graduate faster? What is your plan? Yeah. You can have 4 years, 4.5 years, 5 years, or it's called never-ending students. I don't know. In my college, earlier, we have a student almost 10 years still being a student for S1 degree. How you accelerate your graduation? Anyone want to share? That's one of example. I need 2 students to share your understanding about Agile. Come on. Yeah, one here, one in front.
Okay,
Your name, please?
My name is Calvin. In the terms of Agile, maybe the practice in the university is like when you do a teamwork or a team project, maybe what I think is we don't need to always have these students play a role as this one, this student play a role as this one. They can do whatever they want to do, which they specialize at, and do it faster, and then after that review what they have been done, then improve it to get a better result, and then review again and get better result. I think the Agile can be applied in there.
Okay, very good example. Yeah, when you already plan your more focus on your study, yeah, you can practice your study approach. Yeah, you can try individually or by group. Yeah, and accelerate to faster to understand and graduate faster. Anyone else? One more.
I think, in my opinion, it's like Agile is a willingness.
Your name is?
My name is Putri. It's a willingness to change. So, in my opinion, if being a student, we have lots of choices. It is depending on which priority that we want to focus. So, in like right now, we are facing 2 challenges. Like, are you going to be an internship or are you going to continue your study? It is a choice that you make. But if I choose my university life as a priority, then I'll choose the university life instead of doing internship, which can lead to have more networks and stuff. Yeah. So I think
Internship is not mandatory in Binus?
In our major, it's not mandatory.
Oh, okay. Thank you, yeah, for your sharing. That's quite interesting. Yeah, you have to prioritize. Yeah, you need to prioritize your life. You to graduate faster or focus on the campus life. Yeah, sometimes you need to prioritize between how you study with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Okay. Okay, that's a very good example. Thank you. Applause. Give applause for your friends. Yeah, for the college. This is the first I can share about our experience in Agile practice. First is about the retrospective. What is this? This is a very and the most, I think from my side, my opinion is the most important. When we do the retrospective, it's allowed to learn and to improve. Yeah. This is not about the blame. Yeah. If we doing the retrospective, it means we do some small improvement, just a small. Yeah. If today we study in 15 minutes, I don't think this is not enough. I need to take longer. Let's say 20 minutes. Okay, this is already small improvement. Yeah, that's for example. We don't jump from 15 minutes study to 4 hours. For example, you will get bored and fall asleep. Yeah. This is about time to make the small improvement. That's the first thing. The second is this is about looking at the qualitative and quantitative data. Of course, is required the validating data. Yeah? It's required the valid data. If you're doing the practice in, let's say, a month, yeah, it's just only once a month is failed. Yeah, within the 20 minutes. you can say this is still invalid. You can still continue with 20 minutes. Yeah. And the third one is related to validate success or failure to each plan. Yeah. After we doing our Agile, yeah. In my company currently, I'm doing software development from like similar with a startup. Yeah, we're doing the incubator for development human resource application. Yeah, and this is also used deployed to the cloud base. And when we develop the first time, because we developed it from the scratch, from no baseline, and we go gathering everything requirement in at the beginning, yeah, until we already go live earlier January 2018. Now we have several clients on that. Yeah, so we still trying to practice our Agile life. Yeah, we already ask ourselves what is the feature is required to support our business and our customer better. Because when we doing in Agile team, it's not about the blaming. We work as a team. We're not firefighting or get burned because of our teamwork, but we have the same focus, the same goals is to achieve our objective. Yeah. And the second is about the backlog preparation. Yeah. We can, when we prepare our backlog, this is, I believe, before you join this session, out there, either in the free startup or free meetup meetings, you maybe already ever heard about the Agile practice. Yeah? But it's quite interesting, but some, unfortunately, yeah, some meetups is not quite balanced to give the comprehensive understanding about the Agile. So I want to make it straightforward a little bit. Backlog preparation is we can, yeah, in my experience, we doing in the story form. Yeah, we create like a wireframing. Yeah, if want to have one features, we can draw it and sit together with the business team. Hey, what do you want? I want to features that, because we in the human resource we want to functionality to have lift, applying the lift, for example. Yeah. So how is look? How will the process be drawing into a story form? Yeah. That's one of the example. Because sometimes better to explain in the story rather than in the words. Words can be limited, yeah, but story is never limited. We can talk like this slide. We can talk 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, only for one slide. Okay. After we already define the backlog and we can register all the tasks required. Yeah. In this time, in my experience, we use free tools to manage our tasks. So we log our tasks, every task that required into a system, a tool, yeah. And we sequence. After we sequence, we also conduct the backlog refinement. Yeah. Backlog refinement can be done over the project or over the business itself. Yeah. Because after we develop a steady product, yeah, always be a competition in the market. Always be if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, maybe always be a competition after that. Yeah. I don't know. So what we need to anticipate is we need to look at our backlog and we refine it again to meet the competition and also the market demand. Of course, we need to set up our here maybe not too clear because it's quite a little bit confidential. This is our roadmap over here, yeah, for our products. We know what we want to achieve, what we want to make in 2 or 3 years ahead. But in detail, we don't know today. It may be changed in next year, depend on the market condition. But when we're doing small improvement and deliverable, this always make sense. And this is also the standard ceremony for either Scrum or other. Yeah. In my team, we use a little bit combination between the Scrum and Kanban. Yeah. And we can more like Scrumban. Yeah. There's a methodology on that. But usually, if you use the pure Scrum, please always ask 3 questions these three questions to the team. First is what I did I complete since the last stand up, what I'm planning to complete, and what is the impediments or the problems. And project is never been about the team. You can one by yourself or two with your friend. You can set up a project for your examination, for example, the mid semester or the graduation. You can also set up as a project. That's very applicable equally. But for flow-based agile approach, for example, the Kanban and Scrumban, there is, for example, we always ask to our team 4 questions. First is, what need to advance this piece of work? This is sufficient. As this complete and doable? As this approach today that we already done is still makes sense? And is anyone doing anything or working anything is not in the board? So we use a tool. We define the card. Every card is define one task. Every day we always check, is any one of my team or our team doing something is not in the card? It's mean outside. I don't know. Some request or ghost request or users say there's a term like piggyback or others extra. I don't want that happen in my team. So I will always ask anything that is not in the board. What we need to finish as a team, because if the team is already explained by Pak Arif, when we are a self-organizing team, it's a very like a train. You just give the work, everyone already running for the task. Is there any bottlenecks? Because when we do the Scrum, it's very important to flow. We have the progress or stages, like still the requirement, still the finalizing the requirements, development, testing, etc. Every stage we need to check, is there any bottlenecks? This is today already ready for testing. Why it is not flow to the testing stage? We need to check what is the problem. Is our team is on leave or etc. We need to review. If you have any question, please take a note. We have a Q&A session later. And also we have, for my experience, we have a demonstration or review. Every work, every functionality that we already developed, we present to our business user or sometimes to our customer with the product owners. There is several pain points or resolution possibilities that I want to highlight. This is only the, I think, the key challenge from my experience. First is when we doing the Agile is also new. We just starting the Agile is about last year. And the first time is I share the Agile practice book to my team. Everyone, please read these standards. Everyone can interpret every single word in the book differently. So we need to sit together and define this is what it means, and we're going to do it like this way. So sometimes from the requirement is not clear. We need to use the Agile chartering. We use some form to finalize the requirement. It is helpful to team from the confused stage to the confident stage. And the other example is we can say that in the beginning when you doing the Agile, it's more inaccurate. You plan today, you want to study it about 15 minutes. But come on, this is about the physics, mathematics, etc. It's not possible to do it in 15 minutes. You need maybe half an hour or 2 hours. You need to improve and measure again. And there will always be the first time. When you get university, when you meet someone, there is always be the first time. Don't be shy and don't going down, but seek and become. There is a term in the practice is called servant leaders. There is a several characteristic. I have no time to discuss this right now, But in basic, servant leader is you become the role model, yeah, for your team, for your friends, for your family, for everyone. Yeah, you become your role model. Don't become a student with the mask. Yeah. Oh, this student is like this, so I want to like her, like him. Put on the mask. No, become yourself. It's better to fail than being out there in experience. Yeah, that's the key message. And sometimes when we do the execution in Agile approach, there will always be the conflict. Yeah. Conflict is inevitable. You can't avoid it, but you can resolve it. Yeah. Don't be afraid with the conflict as long as we manage it well. Yeah. Because in the Agile team, we set the value. There is no blaming. There is no shout out in the meeting. If there is a shout out in the meeting, go out. Yeah. Because our objective is to improve, to empower everyone in our team, to have the same cohesiveness, yeah, to same self-organizing. Sometimes maybe it can be delayed. Yeah. Delay sometimes also because of the unclear requirement, or we have get some problems. So we need some of the approach is we divide our story from the bigger side to the smaller stories. Yeah. So it can be more understood by the team. And the last also, when we going to the testing stage, it might be defects. In the real world, there always no zero defect. Yeah, keep it in mind. Defects, how many layers you got the testing, always be, but we can to manage the severity. Yeah, it's one the more important need to be resolved, and we need to robust our definition of done. Yeah. Done is mean we not degrade our quality, but in some degree of grade it might be possible to degrade. Yeah, but quality we never degrade the quality. Okay. I think Pak Arif also want to share something about your experience.
Oh, actually, I think the time is up. Okay. So, but one thing, although I say it's easier to say what's Agile and what's not, but I think I should also emphasize one motivation to you, that you have to know for example, Scrum. You have to know what's the motivation behind the Scrum guide before starting to customize. Let's say customize, to choose something that you can create by your team or your organization. That's all. Because I think in reality, when it comes to practice, better to start something first, and actually not all is actually aligned to the original guide, and what's the motivation behind doing those ceremonies, or what's the mindset behind the events or artifacts or roles. Yeah. So although I become like I mix things syncretic, but you should know the pure form. You should go to the guide and know the correct practice as well. Thank you.
I think that's our conclusion. Yeah, if you have some question, take a note first. We have a Q&A session.
Okay, thank you very much for Mr. Arif and also Mr. Hariman. Please give applause to both of them for PMI.
Yeah.
Okay,
how about this session, Ms. Adel?
Yeah, for the sessions before for PMI, so I believe that usually your lecturer in class also introduce you what Agile methodology, I think, Agile methodology or approach or framework or something. And I think it's very important for you when you graduated, and if you want to be a project manager or business analyst or system analyst or anything, if you can work in Agile, I think it's better. Yeah, how you do it. And then in Agile, I think the most important things is collaboration. Yeah, in Agile, collaboration, teamwork, and then the way how we do it more user-oriented.
Yeah,
That's how to do Agile.
You do it in your team.
Yeah, it's better, I think. And thank you very much. Yeah, and you can hear from expert. Usually you hear from lecture, and today you hear from expert from PMI. Yeah. Okay, and then we also have the second sessions. So the first one from PMI, and then we have second sessions. We have Dr. Vincent from Hong Kong Polytechnic University.
Is over there.
Yeah, but before that, I would like to read the short biography of Dr. Vincent. So Dr. Vincent is an associate professor from Hong Kong Polytechnic University, and before his return to Hong Kong, Dr. Vincent worked for many years in the Cancer Research Hospital in Canada. He had been involved in the IT strategic development of his working units and the hospital, as well as beside teaching and research. Dr. Vincent is active in external activity, consultancy work, and professional service. And he also collaborates with different NGOs to help them in IT training, system development, website design, and also construction and advisory services. Yeah. And then he has been working with many government departments in SKHAR, such as Social Welfare Department, the Immigration Department, Employment and Manpower, and Civil Bureau. And his interests include social media analysis, data mining, and also health informatics. There's a lot of profile from Dr. Vincent here. And then I think without any further ado, please welcome Dr. Vincent. Please
Give applause for Dr. Vincent.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm trying to look for the volunteers, and my name is Vincent, and it's my third time in the campus here. So I see some new faces, and I see some old friends also. So the topic is Agile project management today, and the two speakers previously in the section has set a good stage and to explain it, what is the Agile and what sort of things that are happening in Indonesia, in Jakarta. So I probably like to introduce more about Hong Kong also. What's happening in Hong Kong, what's happening in particular project management in Hong Kong, and then how the government is doing, how the students and practitioners are doing in Agile project management. I myself use Agile also, and I'm not only a teacher in PolyU, I'm also a consultant servicing different industry to do their projects. And last year we did a project with some financial institutes and use the Agile approach to improve our project. So now I suppose that you are the second year or second semester or final semester students, and some of you are soon to graduate and then go to your future career or your future study. Now, a lot of cases then we need to ask, as teachers, I always talk to my students, what is your future that you like to have? Are you a developer? Are you going to write programs for your life? That's good. I mean, I have one colleague, one classmate. He all his life is writing programs, and he's using C and C# to write programs for his life. But then he's working in Google. So, so what sort of things that IT has a multi-diversity of career choices. Or you want to do a startup company, or you want to be, non-IT at the very end. Because in Hong Kong, 60% of our students finishing IT study, they are doing IT. How about the other 40%? Some of them work as teachers. Some of them work as sales, selling different type of things. So IT, what today, a lot of times that in Hong Kong we say IT is the essential competency of a lot of people, not only for a career. Say for example, if you want to stay in the IT professional, what sort of jobs that you like to do, or you want to have a further study? So in many cases at the time when I talk, I like to have feedbacks from from people, right? So it's in particular, I learned from the two speakers in the previous section here. I ask questions and then I like to have some responses. So at the time when you finish your study, what sort of career that you like to have?
You like to be
A business developer.
a business developer.
So do you need to know Agile at all at the time, as a business developer? Of course, okay.
So what would you like to be?
I want to be a system analyst.
System analyst. Okay.
So it's an IT thing, right? But business developer can be an IT also. Now, a lot of times that when we like to pursue different careers, business developers or business analysts or system analysts here, the most important thing is to understand your customers. Without understanding your customers, you're shooting in the dark, and then your product or your service can be a lot of effort, but turns out to be nothing at all. So at the time that we like to have a development, the first thing that we like to learn about is how to find what sort of the requirements that the client really needs. So sometimes we can search for literature, going to the library, going to the internet, and see if there's any other similar things that you can know about, and then based on the thing, then you can develop such a service or a system, in particular for business development. But many cases, you do not have examples. There's no reference available to you. Then you need to sit and listen to people like the gentleman inside. Okay? And apparently, for this photograph, those people surrounding the gentleman, they are speaking another language. Okay? Non-English. Well, you see, hey, in Indonesia, we don't have this problem. We speak multi-languages, we understand each other. But that is not true. Even though that in China, in Hong Kong, we speak English and Chinese, but then as different professionals, we speak different languages also. Hotel people does not understand IT people. Business people hate IT people also. They always speak something that they don't understand. Okay? Please do not say RAM, CPU, server. Hey, something that I don't want to listen to. So, software engineering, in many cases, we are facing a gap between the developers and the people who are really sponsoring, supporting the service, the funding. Now, the previous two speakers have set the stage, and I don't need to really talk about what have you learned in your second semester of software engineering. Well, we learned something called waterfall model. 30 years ago, I learned waterfall model. This year, I teach my students, I teach waterfall model also. 30 years ago, I said waterfall model is a way to go. But now I say waterfall model is an example that we do not want to go. Okay? So, but isn't that some of the ideas in waterfall can still be useful? Well, first thing is we want to get the requirements. We understand the users. And then we have a number of steps. The issue is, as I say, the time that we develop a system or a service, then we need to do some mapping. Make sure that we are doing something right. So there are two keywords, verification and validation. And quite often there is a gap. There is a gap between you and the customers. Okay? How can we fight the gap? Well, the gentleman say, hey, one solution is here, Agile. Okay? Now I'm going to not presenting you the details of Agile because these two gentlemen have said a lot. Visit PMI. There's a lot of practice, good practices, nice handbooks, nice materials, openly available for you to read. And then try to get PMP also, right, at the very end. Okay? I encourage my students to get PMP. I'm too old to sit for a 3-hour examination now. So, but Agile, people say in company, showing that the developers can increase their productivity by 27%, okay, reduce delays by 30%, and decrease problems, defects, okay, by a factor of 3x. It seems that Agile is quite good in many cases. So that's why people using Agile, and then they ask me to use Agile also. Rather than, I learned waterfall before, now I need to use Agile. So there is something called Agile Manifesto. So the idea, in fact, we can summarize in a number of words. Okay, more interactions, narrowing the gap between your clients and your team. Okay, we need to have working software, not only documentation. Okay, we need to have co-creation. So this is one keyword that people say, co-creation. Not only you create the product or the service, customer together with you co-create the product or service. So that's why we have customer collaboration. And then the world is changing every day, every hour. We are too fast because of the internet. That is a problem of internet. Okay, in many years ago, I don't have a mobile phone, then I don't worry to respond to my boss. Today, I have a mobile phone, I have internet access all over the world, and my superior just sent a message, hey Vincent, you need to reply me in 5 minutes. Okay, so response to change is happening, no matter you like it or you don't like it. So there are a number of principles that the gentleman has said, 12 of them. I'm not going to speak out one by one. Please read them. They're very important. Okay? But then, in a way that Agile use close collaboration with your customers. The cycle, the development approach is quite different. You can see every short duration, okay, time box, then you need to do something. There are some deliverables, okay? There are some working software. The diagram above is the Agile development. The bottom one is the traditional waterfall development there, okay? So there is something working every 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 2 weeks according to your team definition. So there are a number of Agile methodologies, a good number of them. I remember that there's about 20 or plus. But then some of them are kind of popular, more popular than others. Okay, Scrum is one. The other one is XP, is extreme programming. My student talked to me and said, extreme programming, what sort of languages you are teaching? So I said, I'm not teaching computer programming. Extreme programming is not computer programming at all. Okay? So I need to clarify his mind. But I suppose that in your program, there will be some subjects relating to extreme programming. Then you learn a lot. Okay? So Scrum is the top one. And foundational Scrum. So you can see a diagram. The gentleman is building the foundation here. There are 3 ideas, core ideas of Scrum. Transparency, inspection, and adaptation. Transparency means every single steps, input and outputs of the whole process should be visible, not only by you, also by the clients. At the time that we don't say the client, we say sponsors some of the times, okay? And the sponsor owns the product or owns the service at the very end. So we need to have transparency. We need to inspect. We need to do a review from time to time, make sure that the things is in order. If there's any feedback coming in, then we need to make a change, and we need to prioritize, and we need to estimate the cost of the change. So a lot of times that the inspection is related to cost management, is related to risk assessment, okay? And at the end of the day, it's related to if there's any deliverable change for your service. If there's a change, how are we going to make sure the change is acceptable? So adaptation allows making changes to the processes and all the procedures. So I don't need to, talk about retrospective because gentleman has a slide on retrospective already. So why do we want to use Agile? Companies, enterprises, associations, why they want to use Agile? Well, there's good reason, okay? A number of reasons. First, Agile, is faster to the market. This is the dominant percentage. The highest importance is 32%. Manage changing priorities, because a lot of times at the beginning, your sponsors may not know what they want. I talk to my client many times that they're not too sure what they want. Then you need to guide them as a master to see what can be done and not can be done. So this Friday, I'm going to the Jockey Club and share with them some of my ideas to do a project also. Okay? Better alignment for IT business. So there's a number of reasons that we like to adopt the Agile approach. Okay? So obviously the top reason is faster to the market. Does Agile work? Okay? Now there's a survey in 2013 saying that Agile, the best thing that Agile can help us is to have the ability to manage changing positions, because there are changes. There are priority changes, then we can have the way and increase productivity also. It's a good number of reasons. Would it fail? Well, everything is fair in the world, right? We cannot have one stone killing two birds. Remember, at the time when you develop your business, you go into your system analytics, then there's a number of approaches and techniques putting in your hands. Pick up the one most suitable to you in that context. So Agile may fail also, because I talked to my cousin, and he is a system engineer for a semiconductor company. He hates Agile. He hates to have too many meetings. Okay? And some of his meetings, there's only coffee drinking. There's nothing to be shared. So we need to be balanced. We need to think, hey, would this project would be a good one to practice Agile? Okay. Now, according to a survey, you can see that quite a number of things is willing to insufficient experience of Agile. We don't know how to practice Agile as a company, as an individual, as a team. How we know the knowledge, how we can acquire the knowledge, go to PMI. Right? So you need to find the right place to learn the right thing or study well in your business program. Practice your Agile. Before that, you need to learn about it. Okay? So lack of understanding of broader organization change required. Company philosophy or culture at odds with Agile values. That's why at the time when we practice Agile, it's not only your team, it's not only you. It has to have an enterprise level there. So the top down, they agree with Agile approach, then you practice it with ease. There are some pros and cons of Agile. The process, quicker development, quicker delivery of value functionality, may be highly flexible. We can regularly prioritize the items of the work, more feedbacks, but identification, fewer defects. Well, fewer defects means that your sponsor would accept at the time when they do the UAT, they accept more easier. Okay, effective where goals are ill-defined or evolving. Many of the mobile apps applications, they are ill-defined at the very beginning. I just want to have a wonderful mobile apps. And the boss has no idea of what's happening in the world. I just put up some money and then give me the most wonderful mobile apps. 30 years ago, I was the system manager of a hospital, and the director of the hospital asked me to do a system. Vincent, I want to press a key. Then I can have a summary of the hospital immediately. My next question is, which key you want to press? Which summary that you like to see? The director say, I don't know. I just want to do that. Okay? It's so ill-defined yet, but then he was my boss. I cannot say no. Right? But then using Agile approach, maybe I can talk to them more easily at that time. Highly interactive and collaborative. Say, as I've said, it's a co-creation. A time when you talk to your sponsor, your clients. You and the clients co-create the final service. But then Agile has some disadvantage too. It may be hard to bring the cost, the resources, because time commitment is a resource also. You need to spend time to talk to people. Well, think about that. If you want to spend time to talk to people, you need to be a good communicator. Okay? So Agile is not good for people like to work in a dark room. Okay? So a lot of the IT professionals, they prefer to work in a dark room, has some dim lighting, and then punching the keyboard and do my own work. That does not work for many IT professionals anymore. Okay? We have to be changed. We have to be a sunshine boy and sunshine girl now. Right. Time consuming, requiring cultural change, requiring significant management support. The senior will need to support the Agile approach. Okay. Does not provide instant gratification. So people may not clap your hands immediately. Okay, because there's a cycle. There's a lot of feedback. Requires reinforcement, not fall back to waterfall, as well as documentation may be incomplete because you are moving fast. As I've said, doing Agile approach, we need to have different levels of support and knowledge also. We can try to, according to the McKinsey report in 2016, we can observe that there are 3 levels. Top level, the mid level, and the team level. Okay? So each level would need to possess certain characteristics to really practice Agile well. So coming down to the point that in life, in your work, there may be many projects. There may be many things that you are working on. Say, for example, I have last year my students doing some project for a year, and I have about 20 students and 20 projects. Should I practice Agile with them, every single student? Okay, so some of my students are working, collaborating with some external entities. Then how can I judge what sort of projects that I practice Agile also? There are some recommendations. This is not from me, this is from the Hong Kong government. Okay? The recommendation is there's a 4-quadrant here. Feasibility and the benefit. How feasible Agile can be practiced? What sort of benefits that one can achieve at the very end? You can see that the most suitable one is at the top one. Okay? The green one is not as critical. Okay? Requirement not really well defined. There are more novelty and innovation in the project as a nature. Okay? Requiring shorter time to delivery and maybe a good chance to be extended. So those projects are most suitable for using the Agile approach. But one can have the least type of projects that we want to practice Agile. Again, this is from the Hong Kong government also. Highly critical, low tools, not many tools available for solutions. In particular, say for example, nuclear plant operation. Okay, should nuclear plant operation practicing Agile? Because one of my students is developing a system for nuclear plant. And I asked him, hey, show me your UML design. So he shared with me that it's about this thing. Okay? So lots of details inside. Stable requirements, okay? Like what I've said, nuclear plant, very stable requirements. First thing is very safe. The nuclear materials will not be leaked. And not require fast time to deliver because of the critical issues, not require novelty and innovation. So there are projects that, Agile may not be that suitable also. If we want to practice Agile, in the world there are tools available already. Okay? Tools like the commercial tools, okay? There are 10 of them. Last year I used one of them. Okay, so you can see the screen number of my communications with my colleagues. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm practicing Agile, but then I'm using that too. Okay, so it is cloud-based and it can be installed in your server also. But as students, you may seem that it's kind of expensive for you to use Agile tools. There are some free ones also, right? Yeah, there's some free ones also. So think about, what are things that you can try? There are 7 top open source project management tools for Agile teams. and the screen dumps is the first two. Okay, and then you can try it out. Try out if you have a small project. Okay, say for example your term end project or your yearly project, then you can consider that. I'm from Hong Kong, so I know Hong Kong a bit more. And I'd like to share what's happening in Hong Kong, because most of the students today here, you have not heard anything from me. So Hong Kong has an IT industry. It's not very big. In comparison with Indonesia, even in Jakarta, we are not smaller. Total IT employees in Hong Kong is about 80,000. 80,000 people working in IT directly, including indirect people working in IT industry. We have about 120,000 working in IT industry here. Okay, so in 2018 there is a survey done, okay, by Hayes. Hayes say there are a top 10 talents that Hong Kong wants to have. I would say that in the world, in Jakarta, they are similar, right? Two of them, I would say they are linked to IT or computing or technology. Creation of smart cities. This is really broad. It's a lot of issues relating to smart cities. Digital transformation, like business development here. The key word in Hong Kong now is financial technology, fintech. A lot of times that companies are setting up in fintech. So among many talent trends in Hong Kong, what are the jobs that relate to computing, IT in top demand? See, project management. We need people. Okay, we need people in project management. We need people in doing business analyst. We need to have Scrum Master also. Consider to work in Hong Kong. Actually, in my class this semester, I have 3 students from Indonesia. They are not exchange students, they are studying full time in Hong Kong, in my class. And my friend has a company hiring 200 developers, 10% of them are from Indonesia also. Right? Well, we pay quite good also. So, see, there's a lot of, we have application developers depending on, what sort of industry domain that you work on, but then mobile applications, cloud, system engineers, data scientists, and analysts. But relating to your program, you see at least 2. I just said, IT employees in Hong Kong is increasing. 2016, the number, we have about 87,000. Every year we have about 3,000 to 6,000 new positions in Hong Kong for IT. You can see. You can see the job categories. Software development is the top. We have operation services, field support, IT sales and marketing, telecom, IT education. So the top one is software development. Even though that we do not have large software houses, we do have large software teams. For example, Hong Kong, the largest software team is HSBC, Hong Kong and Shanghai Bank. And their team is about 3,000 people. You can see in Hong Kong dollars, the annual income of IT employees is not specific to project management people. Okay, so you can see in Hong Kong dollars in 2016, the majority, almost half of them, are earning about 100,000 to 360,000 every year. So I cannot work out the numbers. So the low range is about in US dollar is 15,000 US dollars. The high end is about 40,000, 45,000 US dollars. Okay, so saying USD is easier for us to map, right? But then there are people earning more. You can see 1.5% is earning $1 million Hong Kong and more. But then this is every IT employees. For IT employees, what sort of academic qualifications that they do possess? Undergraduates, majority are undergraduates. We do not have any preference for master students. Okay, so when I talk to my master student, you know, if they want to have a better salary after they finish their graduate study, I say no hope. Okay, your salary is the same as an undergraduate. Okay, you need to have more work experience. But you can see that majority IT software development are undergraduates. Okay, so you can see different IT categories, jobs categories, they have different positions. Right? But I hope that, you know, at the very end, there are some type of jobs that demands more academic qualifications here. I'm sorry, it's kind of small. You can see that the figures are from Robert Waters, a global survey about the pay in Hong Kong. Okay, I want to be a developer. 1 to 4 year experience as a Java developer. A Java developer in terms of US dollar is about 40,000 US dollars every year. Okay? But then, as a Java developer, if you have 8+ experience, it's 1.4 million Hong Kong dollars. That means about 120,000 USD. Okay? But then, this is, if you want to have, I can send you the report, the full report. This is not only Hong Kong, including other parts of the world. Jobs vacancy, as I say, is increasing. So this is not the most updated one. In April 2016, we have about 2,700 vacancies for people. Okay. Interesting, right? Because now we talk about project management. Can you see? This is the landscape of Hong Kong. This is the landscape of Hong Kong. The median salary for project management is $500,000 in Hong Kong dollars. See, project management is the way to go now, right? $500,000. $500,000 in Hong Kong dollars means about 70,000 USD every year. Okay, so you can see that there are some more details about different type of project management work. Okay, so you can see PMO. Okay, so there's nothing in PMO. Portfolio manager, program manager, right? Where is the country? Can you guess which country that this slide is about? Can you get Malaysia? How can you know? Because MYR, right? Okay, Malaysian is actually I have no idea of the exchange rate of Malaysia. So you can tell me that. Is it better than Hong Kong or is it about? Is it about? Is it a bit low than Hong Kong? See, come to Hong Kong then. We look for people. See, at the time when I show you, we look for people, right? Yeah, I look for people work together, right? So actually, I have been doing APM work in different projects. This is from China. China is not as high as in Hong Kong. Okay, China is RBM or CNY. So you can see that the median salary is about 200,000. But the living expenses in China is a lot lower than. So the net income is better. Okay, how about US? You can see US is about 112,000. I would imagine that it will be Hong Kong is not too far away from US. Not too far away, but then it's a bit behind. This is US. So that explains why Agile, PMI, project management, is getting bigger and bigger. PMI has many, many members now. And I was, at one time, I considered to join PMI. But then PMP examination just, stopped me. Right? But then you're young, right? I remember that the PMP examination is multiple choice. Right? And then you need to fill in the questions, answers within about 2 to 3 hours period. And I was helping another organization to develop multiple choice questions for similar PM things. And I said, hey, this is not for me. I mean, I'm too old for exam writing now. But then, Hong Kong PMI chapter has more than 5,000 members. Yeah, I know the PMI chapter, the council also. So, in US, there's a recent posting, recruiting project manager. Okay, and then the requirements, you need to understand Agile. Sometimes they recruit Scrum Master. Okay, also. So, I try to motivate you, not the details of the technologies and the approaches, but try to motivate you that there's a good future in project management. Hong Kong government has pushing Agile a lot. Most of their project outsourced require Agile framework. Okay? So IT infrastructure and standards, practice guide for Agile software development. If I want to get a contract work with the government, I need to do the Agile. Okay? And there are some guidelines. There are some things that we need to practice also. Like these 2 documents here. Practice guide for Agile software development, and then the appendix providing us the templates, checklists, and sample documents. They are all available. If you want to take a reference, they are all available on the web. PMI Hong Kong, as I say, there's a counterpart of PMI, many chapters. Yeah, the lady here is the chair lady. I'm not too sure that you know her. Okay, she's from HP. Okay. okay? And her daughter is studying in my school also. So I know her quite a bit, okay? Not because of her daughter, because of professional relationship. All right? And then you can see that there's many activities here. One of the activities is Agile, okay? So to provide training for the practitioners to understand more Agile. Now, other than PMI in Hong Kong, we do have something called HKITPC, Hong Kong IT Professional Certification. And one of the title of certification is Project Director. So there are a number of different titles: Project Director, Project Manager, Assistant Project Manager, and so forth. Okay. So I have been involved in this HKITPC for many years. So I hope after explaining project management, the good, bright future here, as well as, Hong Kong is not too bad a place to come to, especially young people to come. Remember, I have 3 students from Indonesia already in my class, okay? So we like to have more, okay? And many students coming from different countries internationally are joining Hong Kong. It's not only in my school. We do have a number of programs available. We have master programs, we have PhD programs, we have undergraduates, okay? And I'll explain more in terms of my department. I'm from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Actually, you can consider this like an engineering school. I belong to the engineering faculties. Okay, so here we have different faculties in Hong Kong PolyU. We have about 31,000 students, which is about the same size as your school. I belong to one faculty, one department. My department is Department of Computing. We are quite young in terms of comparison with other institutes. Our establishment of our CS programs is 1974. Now we have graduated a good number of students, more than 10,000 of them, close to 20,000 now. We are doing quite well internationally. Okay. 2016, our CS program among 3,000 plus CS counterparts, we ranked number 50 and number 49 for this year. And then in terms of studying, we have undergraduate programs, including information security, including financial technology, and then traditional computing programs also. Every year we recruit 200 master students every year. Most of our master students are not from Hong Kong. Most of our master students are from different places. Okay? Say for example, one master student, actually 2 of them are from Italy also. So we have a good number of master students programs also. E-commerce, information system, information technology, software technology, and we have executive master in digital leadership also. So I'm the program director of this program also. So I'm a businessman also in that way. Right? Like EMBA, that's our program. So we do have research programs supporting students' interest in research. We have about 100 PhD students. We believe computing or IT is not sufficient. We believe we need to handle it in a smart way. So that's why we organize conferences in smart computing. This year's conference is in Italy. So this is the #4 conference IEEE supported about smart computing. Our research, we have about 35 colleagues in my department. Our research is doing a number of things. For example, human-centered computing, including AI. We do big data analytics, including machine learning there. We collaborate with a number of companies. This one, SYSU1 is Cisco. This one, we collaborate with Cisco here. We collaborate with a mainland university here. We collaborate with a large ERP company called Yongyo in China, which has about 45% market share of the ERP company in mainland. And we collaborate with IBM, and we collaborate with Microsoft. Every collaboration will have labs and creating research and internship opportunities. We have many partners in the world. Okay, I'm not too sure we have partners. Actually, we are partnering Binus already because I'm here. All right. So we would like to have more partners in the world, and then we work together. You can try to. This list is not exhaustive. I mean, everywhere in the world we have partners, except for some places. We have no partners in Africa. So partnerships, actually we are partnering with Huawei also. We have students working in Microsoft. We have students working in Google. We have students working in Amazon also, sorry. So this is the end of my presentation. Before ending, I'd like to show a video. This video is my school. This is a video about our engineering faculty. This is my department. Okay. So this is smart home and palm print, looking at your iris. Okay. Robotic simulation, AR, VR, you can imagine that everything that people do, we do have also. We have a section, this is acoustic. Okay, so thanks for your patience and time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Vincent. Yeah, I'm sorry for the inconvenience for the video, but we hope that after this session, also you can play the video on YouTube, yeah? Okay. Yeah, don't forget to watch the video from Hong Kong Poly University. Okay, so based on the session from Dr. Vincent about agile development, yeah, and then I believe all of you, yeah, maybe somehow sometime that you can go to Hong Kong and visit the unit to learn more about agile. Actually, agile provides faster speed to market, more readily, allows to change and also satisfy the customer. Yeah, hopefully the explanation from PMI and from Dr. Vincent can give you more knowledge. And I will give you some example of agile application. Do you know there are several applications that you use regularly in your daily life, like social media, yeah, Line, and then WhatsApp, Facebook. Do you still use Facebook? No. Yeah. Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, and then also the millennial generation love to buy things online. Do you know Lazada, Tokopedia, and so on? Yeah. when they develop the website, develop the application, usually they use the agile strategy to make it faster, to reach the market. But in based on market demand, there will be some update, yeah, Ms. Nadir, yeah. If the demand from user, okay, you have to put some feature that user are happy, and then for the example like Instagram, put a story, then you can update your status there. Yeah, that kind of agile methodology that keep improve based on the feedback from customer, as long as making the system faster to develop. Yeah. Okay, that's all from the session. And then for the next, what kind of session?
Yeah, we have like what we have told you before, that before we are going to the questions and answer sessions, we have quiz for you. So we have prepared a question, and then if you can answer these questions, yeah, you can raise your hand, and we will choose the one that can answer the question, and we have specially for you. Yeah. Now from the first session from PMI. Still remember PMI, yeah, from Mr. Arif and also Mr. Hermina. And then maybe this is the opening question, yeah, Ms. Manisa, very opening questions. And the question is like this. There are a lot of terms, yeah, like PMI, RP, RM, CAPM, and anything, yeah. But then my question is, what is PMI stand for? And what PMI do? Yeah, that's introductions, right? Introductions. Because yeah, we have our two speakers here, Mr. Hamilton and also Mr. Arif is from PMI. So what is that? PMI. I have to make sure that you know what PMI first. Yeah.
Okay, so for the student from Bekasi, because we also conference with Bekasi, if you can answer, then you can ask this tutorial to give you overview maybe.
Okay, who wants to answer? The questions, I repeat again. What is PMI stand for? Yeah, and then what PMIs do? The activities
to answer?
Want to answer?
Raise your hand.
One is not the question. We are not into the main questions yet. Yeah.
Yes. What's your name and your answer?
My name is Eliandi. PMI stands for Project Management Institute, which what they are doing is, first of all, they are a very big community for project managers. More or less, they also provide standards for us to be able to get like certifications, so that it will be more convincing to our future employers.
Okay, thank you, Eliandi.
Eliandi. Okay, give applause for Eliandi. This is the opening question, yeah.
First of all, is it correct?
Correct, yeah. The PMI stand for Project Management Institute. Yeah, this is an institute in US. Yeah, and more like that you say, we provide the standards across several domains, relevant standards.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hariman, for your explanation. And the next question, yeah, from PMI also, yeah, from PMI, yeah, about team building and servant leadership. Yeah, you can still remember? There is a slide presentation explain about team building and servant leadership. Can you mention 4 steps in the presentation? 4 steps for team building and servant leadership. You wanna try?
We can mention 1 or 2. I think it's
yeah, it's okay.
We have to mention 4 or 2.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah. Your name?
My name is Julie. The 4 steps are directing, coaching, supporting, and delegating.
And then the other one? Oh, just kidding.
Just kidding, yeah. Actually, the presentation also have forming, storming, norming, and performing, yeah. But they like parallel the step, yeah. Forming equal to directing, storming with coaching, norming with supporting, and performing with delegating. Thank you. Sorry, what's your name? Juni. You born in June? In June? No? Not really. Okay, applause for Judy.
Okay, thank you. And then we have last question. Yeah, last question.
Yeah.
Last questions, and then
Yes, yeah.
from Dr. Vincent presentation. Dr. Vincent shows us waterfall model. Yeah, and then also introduce us about Agile. So Dr. Vincent mentions that after I know about Agile, I think that I will switch to Agile before he's doing the project maybe using waterfall. So what is the difference between if you're doing a project using waterfall and Agile?
Can you explain the comparison or what's the difference between waterfall and agile?
What is the difference? Maybe the process or maybe the people or anything you can answer? Yeah, elaborate yourself maybe. What do you know about Agile? You have so many sessions on Agile, like from PMI and from the
Using your own words, it's okay, yeah? That's based on your understanding.
There is not in presentation, actually, yeah. It's from your comprehension. Come on.
You guys already have the course like information system analysis and design, and in that course also discuss about waterfall and agile.
Yeah, students have to know what
or in Indonesia we call it analysis, yeah, the course. Yeah.
What?
You wanna try? Maybe from this side?
Yeah. From my left side.
Yeah. You wanna try, guys?
Want to try to answer?
Hello, my name is Dian Aulia. Sorry for my voice. I think Agile is a group of software development methods in which requirements and solution involve through collaboration between self-organizing and cross-functional teams. Cross-functional teams. What I know waterfall is about steps of development. Yeah. That's all I get from this presentation.
Thank you, Dian. But I think, okay, applause for Dian. Yeah. But I think more added answer, yeah, for Agile itself. Sorry, for waterfall itself. Yeah. Waterfall and the difference with Agile. Actually, two kinds of method is a method for system development. But what's the difference? As I mentioned before about the examples, do you guys have any idea? What's the difference? Compare with the system, the big system in company. How about the time? Which one is faster? Come on, guys. You don't have any idea? Do you have any clue?
Nobody wants to try to answer?
Agile and waterfall. What's the step in waterfall? Planning or requirement, and then
maybe the step, yeah, the same step in Agile and waterfall, but maybe the way you do it.
Yeah, the way you do it.
Like in Agile, it's very famous, like in Scrum.
Yeah.
Scrum, so Scrum is maybe a little bit different than you doing traditionally.
Okay.
Okay, you again.
Okay, you again. Is there any other student? No?
No? Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Lucky for you today. Okay.
So the difference between the waterfall, I'm counting. The difference between the waterfall is phase by phase. Once you're done the first phase, you move to the second phase, but you don't go back. In the Agile development, you do the phase, the first and the second phase, phase. But after that, you can do the repeat in the next phase. Like if you on the system design, you can do the system design repeat. It's like you already create the system design. You check it. Is it as the requirement or not? Then you repeat again. And the Agile development, there is cross-functional teams. The waterfall, it doesn't mention the cross-functional teams. It means that in the Agile teams, the teams is not only the developer itself, but there's other teams to make the teams work more well in terms of requirement. And then there is like sponsor or someone who pay the project. They are included in the project itself in Agile, but in Waterfall, they doesn't mention it.
Okay, thank you, Calvin. Applause for Calvin.
This is correct or not?
Samir from us.
Dr. Vincent seems okay. I'm sorry.
What do you think about his answer, Dr. Vincent?
I'm sorry, this.
Okay.
Because I was talking to another student.
But maybe I don't think okay. But the question, the question is like the difference between waterfall and agile development when you're doing step using waterfall methods and then the agile. That's the question. And then maybe I just repeat it briefly.
I'm sorry.
So the waterfall is phase by phase development. When you go after you finish a phase, you don't go back and repeat the phase again. And in the waterfall, each phase you can do over and over again. Like if you do system design, once the system design done, you can recheck it or revise it and do it again until it meets the value or the customer needs. Then in agile teams, you include the customer inside your development, so it matches with what the customer needs and it can deliver the value better.
I think the answer of the students is quite good because he has been spoken that some of the waterfall variant, okay, because a lot of the waterfall models in the past has been changed, and then there's some looping and feedback loops, and most of the time still waterfall is not the ideal one because the deliverable may be only realized at the very end. So Agile can be having quite a good number of intermediate deliverables. So I consider the students' answer is okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you for the explanation, Dr. Vincent. Okay, now next is time for question and answer. Yeah, this session is for quiz, and we go to the question and answer session, and we would like to invite all our speakers today to come on stage. Yeah.
Hopefully that you still have your question in mind.
Mr. Ariman, Mr. Arif, and also Dr. Vincent. Yeah. And then if you have question, raise your hand, and then you can ask which speaker that you want to ask. Yeah. Okay. So we open for the 3 questions. Yeah, want to ask you first?
And also from Bekasi, maybe if you have a question, you can tell Ms. Nuril, yeah, the questions, and then Nuril will send it to the ask.
Hello, my name is Anthony, and I want to ask in scale 1 to 10, how important is coding skill for project manager or system analyst? Thank you.
Which speaker you want to ask?
Everyone.
Oh, everyone.
Oh, everyone there.
Okay. I think the direct answer, yeah.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Okay.
In a scale 1 to 10, how important is coding skill for project manager or system analyst in the IT world? Thank you.
This role, you mean the role for the system analyst and project managers? Yeah.
No, the knowledge of how to code, how to make a system like that.
How to make the system?
Yes.
Which one role is more important? Project manager or system analyst? You know?
In a scale 1 to 10, how important is programming knowledge for the project manager or system analyst?
Okay. I think It depends on the situation. Yeah. Sometimes even project managers in a new project is never handle that kind of programming situation. Yeah. It is always a new technology in different cases. So more knowledgeable about the technical programming is better. Yeah, I don't mean it, I'm not to say this is a mandatory. Yeah, because sometimes, unfortunately, system analyst or project manager facing the first time for their project to experience that kind of programming. Yeah, but in terms of the knowledge, if we have the experience and knowledge, is better, yeah, but unfortunately in the real case it's never happen. Yeah. It's always be a gap. But if you have the more experience, it's better to support your project. That's probably.
Can I add something more?
Yes.
I think the Agile approach is not limited to software development, because the Agile approach is a kind of, an idea and a general framework that can be adopted to different kinds of projects. So first, because of the nature of the project, some projects may demand more technical background, some projects may not. So I'm not saying that, I would not say your questions in the scale of 1 to 10. The scaling part is confusing us. It's not really, the point. Say for a project that demands some technical elements, I would say technical knowledge is one of the essential elements, but cannot be saying this is higher or priority or this is lower or priority, because as a project manager, we need to possess different competency and skills. And we cannot say, I can value this one more and this one, the other one is less, because during a project, there are different situations that you need to handle, right? Say, for example, communication is very important. Risk management is very important. Change management is very important. Resource allocation is very important. So at the time that you deal with different stages of the project, you need to possess different skills. So if you value technical skill set more, then you may not be able to handle some other parts of the project. So I won't say, as my answer, and I won't say which one is of a higher scale level as the other one. But then I would say that some of the PM's skills we need to possess. Okay?
Okay. Mr. Arif, do you want to add something?
Okay, so if project management and narrow down to Agile, I also would like to relate to the team building, the forming, storming, and the type of leadership, directing, etc. If it's software development, Agile, I would say that it's precious if the leader also have a good skill in like programming. So, but of course, as a leader in the subsequent steps, actually the leader will become disappear. Actually, the team is self-organized to solve their own problem. So I would say in another context, if it's a career, a T-shaped person is more valuable in an Agile team. So you know well to do things in depth, for example, programming. But the other things you do in breadth, you must also gain capability to do that. And of course, in the larger context of project management, yeah, my was it apply. Like, project manager can have no, sometimes can have no domain knowledge even if he's doing software. But that's not. I think that they do not do well. so I would say that if you are going to pursue a good programming skill, it's just go ahead and do it.
Okay, thank you for your answer. And then the question number 2. Who want to ask question from you? Okay. Is there any other student from that side? My left side? No? Really? You understand or still confused?
Student can ask me how to study in Hong Kong.
Yeah, maybe you want to ask what Hong Kong, how's the environment? Yeah.
What is the real life working environment? Anything.
Anything that you can ask. Okay. If no question from that side, I move to you again, Alvin.
Sorry to
It's okay.
too much. I want to ask, in the Agile itself, in the PMI slide, it says that only one project, the team is focused only on one project. If you have a developer company, how can you do Agile with only focus on one project? Because in developer company, they can take more than one project for time period. What do you think?
Thank you. So, yeah, it's not always an ideal situation, but remember that the topic today is about value. The more value is about one of the building value of the team is when the person is 100% dedicated to the team. It comes from the lean. One of the ways in lean is task switching, context switching, because context switching is will hurt the person. Right? You do this thing and you leave it, and you need to pick up again in some other time. Actually, you lose like 20% your productivity, and then the more you lose another 20%. Of course, I think the way to compromise like this, I think some management, if you know like the work situation at this time, there are still management think that utilization is first instead of. So if they see someone looks like not utilized, it's they don't think that it's productive. But in Agile, actually, this utilization is not part of the discussion. So, if you have several projects in this development company, actually you can manage by keeping a certain goal for team to keep in a certain time. I think that's a middle ground between the one manager wanting utilization more and the one we want value by doing Agile, by putting people dedicated to the goal. That's a way, I think. And yeah, I don't know about the other experiences.
I can share a little bit. I think that doing multitasking is good, but then the overhead is kind of easy to be seen, right? So every time I switch to a project and I need to have 30% overhead to read all the documents. So I think that we need to look back at why we want to do Agile. Agile is quick in development as well as quick in delivery. So at the time that if we will formulate a team and the team is too thin, so doing a lot of things in parallel, then it is a bit opposite to the Agile approach. So certainly there are some members in the development group or in the Agile group can be more flexible, can manage a number of things at the same time. But the essence or the majority of the group will need to be careful. Otherwise, you would not be having a fast delivery at the very end. So we need to be cautious about what sort of trade-off that we're dealing with. In my experience, at the time when I formed a team, half of my team members as a project manager, because I usually practice as a project manager, half of my team members are totally focused in a project during a certain period of time, not allowing them to focus on some others. But on the other hand, some of my members can do parallel projects, but then with different teams. So we need to maintain the agility, as well as if we can finish the service or the product in a quick time, then my team members can be free up for another project.
Thank you for the answer.
Okay, thank you for the question and also for the answer from the speaker. And then the last question.
Anyone from Bekasi?
I want to ask you about my name is Ilham Akbar from the System Information Unit. So I want to ask you about so far the implementation for the Agile depend from the ERP. So how many? I don't know the ERP from the Agile, but can you explain the ERP implementation in Hong Kong?
Very specific.
That's all.
I think he said that what you want to ask about was for him, actually. I think he wants to know about the implementation in Hong Kong, Dr. Vincent. Yeah, the Agile implementation and related to the project like you build ERP or something like that.
Well, actually, ERP, there are many companies doing ERPs, like SAP, right? Sharp is a big company in doing ERP. And in Hong Kong, ERP development is very few. Because ERP is a big system, okay? ERP integration deployment is usually happening in Hong Kong. So people will have some ERP modules, they buy and then they change it, they do some customization and do that work. So that's happening in Hong Kong. So the majority of the ERP development is not in Hong Kong because ERP is a big system. Like for example, for the one that I mentioned, we're collaborating with a company called Yongyo. And that company is an ERP company. And I visited Yongyo in Beijing, the capital city of China. And the company in Beijing, the development site, they have 6,000 developers. So you can imagine that, ERP is not a small system. Now, at the time that when people doing ERP and they trying to adopt the Agile, they need to divide the ERP, the whole system, into different modules, into different components. Okay? So each module or each component can be practicing the Agile approach. And then they need to work with the other teams. Now, I know that in the time when I visit Yongyo, they are using Agile for their mobile apps. Okay, so they're doing some mobile applications, and they're using Agile. And they have quite a large team also. And they employ, well actually they went to different banks and having their support as a sponsor to practice the Agile. So in a nutshell, as I've said, for the ERP implementation, they have divided the components in a very small way, and they practice Agile one by one.
Is there any supplement that Agile, how can Agile be use or implement in Java?
Okay, maybe I add a little bit. In my experience in ERP implementations, I do core banking implementation. Yeah. This is we can say the largest project in banking, yeah, and involve more than 300 people. I also manage my team about 70 people, yeah, in a team for internal team. So in ERP total implementation is rarely using the Agile, most likely a well plan because the risk is too high. Yeah. But in some portion of Agile mindset and value, it still can be applicable. For example, like Dr. Vincent already said, is some part of customization that require customization can be applied. We can create like a story, framing, and faster design to understand the customization. That's part we can still use some Agile value in ERP implementation. But most in the ERP and especially for the large ERP, usually is well planned. The implementation is already well planned.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Basically, your question about Agile and ERP, basically after you hear from the speaker, we know that to implement ERP need well planned, yeah. About the well plan. So you can adjust a little bit stage in ERP using Agile, but not all the system development. Okay. We have the last question from our student, Julie, our student in Binus Online. Yeah, because we also open this seminar for Binus Online student. You can see the question. Yeah, what is the biggest problem that you ever faced in Hong Kong? Yeah, question for Dr. Vincent. Yeah, please, you can answer.
Thanks for the question, but then I'm not too sure I understand the question because there are many problems in Hong Kong. So in terms of the IT industry, in terms of the project management, in terms of the general people, I mean, I'm not too sure, how can I answer this question because there are many problems in Hong Kong. I think one problem that I share in Hong Kong are not technical issues because young people in Hong Kong, youngsters in Hong Kong, finding a good job is not easy. Okay, I mentioned that IT is a good thing that a lot of people are going to pursue. Say for example, the unemployment rate of Hong Kong is less than 1%. So in Hong Kong, getting a job is not difficult. But on the other hand, to have a good career is not easy. A lot of times that when I talk to the students, because Hong Kong is kind of a developed place, so a lot of people are living comfortably, and they have a place to live, they have a place to enjoy, and they don't want to move. And as IT professionals, we are international. International in a way that one day I can work here, second day I can work in different parts of the world. And one problem that I observe is a lot of the people in developed countries, they do not want to move at all. They want to stay in the hometown. But for IT career, please consider to leave your comfort zone. And then you can advance a lot faster, much faster than you can imagine. Okay? So I quote one scenario of my student. My student studied in Hong Kong for 4 years, and he liked to get a job. And then I asked him, no, you should not get a job in Hong Kong. Just go away. Just leave Hong Kong. Okay, just try to spend some time outside Hong Kong. And then he finally get a master's degree in US, right? So after he get a master's degree in US, I said, hey, this is not a good time for you to return to Hong Kong and work. trying to get a job in US. And then he got a job in US. Okay? And I asked him, say, hey, because as a teacher, I always do some data collection. I asked him, how much you earn with no experience, only getting a master's degree in US. He told me that he's making about $120,000 every year. Now, if he stayed in Hong Kong, the number is not the same. The opportunity is not the same. So that's why I always tell students, no matter you are originally in Hong Kong or you're from Indonesia, I mentioned I'm Swiss students from Indonesia, I talk to them every day. And no matter you're from mainland China, IT is so international that you should be out working as a global person. So for the problem that I try to answer, the major problem now, a lot of the young people step out from the comfort zone. That is the challenge. That is some of the major issues happening.
Okay, thank you. So this is the end of the session. I have the questions and answers. Thank you for all the questions and also the answer. But before we end this session, I would like to invite to all of our speakers to come in front, and also Mr. Sukianto as our chairman today to give certificate to all of our speakers.
Okay, please, Dr. Vincent, Mr. Hariman, Mr. Arif. And I would like to remind all of you, after this seminar, when you go on site, please don't forget to tap your flash card for the student, yeah, to this seminar attendance. Okay, Mr. Sugi. Okay, thank you for coming from PMI and also for Dr. Vincent. Yeah, while we're sharing today. Okay, so okay, one more. Okay, so we would like to have you stand up for a while for the picture together. Miss Katerina.